The morning begins not with a sudden burst of energy, but with the slow and deliberate movement of light across a space that has seen many seasons. Here, within the enclosure of a modest home garden, the air feels heavy with a sense of belonging and quietude. There is a specific kind of stillness that resides in a corner where a stone wall meets the wooden boundary of a private life. It is a place where time seems to fold in on itself, creating a pocket of peace that exists away from the rush of the world outside. The light is pale, almost silver, catching the subtle variations in the surfaces that have stood firm against the wind and rain. In this small, domestic sanctuary, the presence of the structure is felt more than it is seen. It provides a frame for the silence, a container for the morning shadows that linger in the hollows and crevices of the architecture. There is no urgency here, only the steady, rhythmic pulse of a space at rest. The eye wanders slowly, finding comfort in the stability of the surroundings, and the way the light seems to hold everything in a gentle, protective embrace. It is a moment of pure observation, where the simple reality of a home's edge becomes a point of deep reflection and calm. Every inch of the space speaks to the endurance of the familiar, the way a small courtyard can become a world unto itself when the light hits it just right. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of damp earth and the cool memory of the night, slowly giving way to the warmth of a new day. Transitioning into the narrow corridor of the side yard, the perspective shifts to a more grounded view of the home's immediate surroundings. The space is tight, intimate, and tucked away, offering a sense of seclusion that only a private residence can provide. The light here is different. It arrives in fragments, broken up by the layers of growth that reach over the fence from the neighbor's side and the eaves of the house itself. These patches of brightness dance across the path, highlighting the transition between the solid, permanent structure of the dwelling and the soft, yielding floor of the garden. There is a profound beauty in this meeting point, a sense of revival where the old materials of the house seem to breathe in the coolness of the shaded earth. The air is still, yet it carries a vibrancy born from the interplay of shadow and warmth. To walk here, even in spirit, is to feel the weight of the day lift, replaced by a focused awareness of the immediate environment. The scale is intentionally small, focusing the mind on the intricate details of a single corner, a single stretch of path that leads toward the unknown, but remains safely within the bounds of home. It is a quiet dialogue between the built environment and the natural world, a conversation conducted in the language of shifting shadows and the steady, unchanging presence of the walls. There is a deep, resonant peace in the way the sunlight finds its way into these hidden spaces, illuminating the quiet persistence of the domestic landscape. There is a particular kind of poetry found in the structures we place against our homes, the subtle frameworks that lean into the brickwork as if seeking support. This small trellis, silvered by time and exposure, stands as a testament to the quiet life of the garden. Under the soft, diffused light of an overcast sky, every line and intersection is rendered with a gentle clarity. The absence of harsh shadows allows the true character of the materials to emerge, revealing the harmony between the vertical strength of the house and the delicate lattice that waits for the seasons to change. This is a place of potential and patience. The air is cool and moist, carrying the muted sounds of the neighborhood, a distant chime, the rustle of leaves, but here, right against the wall, everything is silent. The stillness is absolute, a meditative pause in the middle of a private world. It is in these small, overlooked details that the soul of the home garden is found. There is no need for grand gestures or expansive views when a single patch of weathered wood and brick can contain such a wealth of atmosphere. The eye settles on the rhythm of the grid, finding a sense of order and calm in the simple geometry of the domestic space. It is a scene of quiet revival, where the old and the new coexist in a state of perpetual grace, sheltered by the eaves and the steady presence of the home. As the afternoon begins to wane, the light transforms, turning a simple stone bench into a focal point of golden warmth. This corner of the backyard patio is a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where the domestic world feels most secure and settled. The low wall that defines the edge of the space creates a sense of enclosure, a boundary that keeps the chaos of the world at bay. The light is long and horizontal now, stretching across the surfaces and highlighting the quiet textures of the stone. It is a moment of profound transition, where the activity of the day begins to give way to the contemplative stillness of the evening. The air feels thicker, warmer, filled with the golden dust of the waning sun. There is a deep sense of revival in this light, a feeling that even the most static objects are being imbued with a new life. The bench, empty and waiting, suggests a space for rest that needs no invitation. It is simply there, a part of the landscape of home, as much a part of the house as the windows or the doors. The shadows are soft and elongated, reaching out from the edges of the wall to claim the ground in a slow, rhythmic progression. In this small, enclosed area, the world feels complete and perfect exactly as it is. The quietness is a gift, a layer of peace that settles over the stones and the earth, inviting a moment of pure, undistracted presence in the heart of the residential garden. Early in the morning, a soft haze often settles over the garden, blurring the lines between the house and the world beyond. The iron gate, a delicate and intricate boundary, stands as a guardian of this private realm. It is set into a tall, dense hedge that serves as a living wall, enclosing the side of the house in a cocoon of green. The light is muted and ethereal, filtering through the mist to create a sense of depth and mystery within a very small space. This is the threshold of the home, the point where the public world ends and the private life begins. The silence here is heavy and damp, muffled by the fog and the thick foliage. Every bead of moisture on the ironwork reflects the pale morning sky, 1,000 tiny mirrors catching the first hints of day. There is a feeling of revival in the dampness, a sense that the garden is drinking in the cool air before the sun rises high enough to burn away the clouds. The scale remains intimate, focused on the narrow passage and the tactile quality of the gate. It is a scene that speaks to the beauty of limits, the comfort of knowing exactly where one's world begins and ends. The atmosphere is one of profound stillness, a pause at the gate before the day begins to take shape. The eye lingers on the curve of the metal and the soft texture of the leaves, finding peace in the simple, quiet order of the domestic boundary. In the heart of the shaded courtyard, a small ceramic basin holds a circle of stillness. The water within is a perfect mirror, reflecting a fragment of the sky and the sharp line of the home's roofline. It is a tiny world contained within a simple object, a focal point for the quiet energy of the space. The light here is indirect and soft, casting no hard shadows but illuminating the surface with a gentle, even glow. This is a place of reflection, both literal and metaphorical. The stillness of the water is contagious, drawing the observer into a state of calm that mirrors the environment. There is no movement here, no ripples to disturb the clarity of the image. The stone pedestal beneath the basin is cool to the touch, a solid anchor in the middle of the garden's soft textures. In this intimate corner, the revival of the spirit happens through the simple act of looking. The domestic setting provides a sense of safety and permanence, allowing the mind to settle on the smallest details. The air is still and cool, trapped within the walls of the courtyard, creating a microclimate of peace. Every element of the scene, ceramic, the stone, the waterworks together to create a sense of harmony and balance. It is a reminder that even in the smallest of spaces, there is room for a vast and quiet beauty. The reflection of the home in the water serves as a bridge between the architecture and the natural world, a quiet acknowledgement of their shared existence. The arrival of the blue hour brings a deep, cool serenity to the wooden deck tucked into the corner of the house. As the sun sinks below the horizon, the light turns a rich, saturated blue, casting long, soft shadows that blend into the edges of the garden fence. The weathered timber of the deck seems to soak up this light, its texture becoming more pronounced in the dimming day. This is a space of transition, a bridge between the interior warmth of the home and the deepening mystery of the garden at night. The air is cooling rapidly, carrying the crisp scent of the evening. There is a profound sense of enclosure here, the walls of the house and the fence creating a private room without a ceiling. The stillness is absolute, broken only by the occasional soft creak of the wood as it settles in the changing temperature. It is a moment of deep revival, a time to let the day go and embrace the quiet of the coming night. The perspective from above emphasizes the domestic scale of the space, showing how every inch of this small corner has been shaped by the presence of the home. The blue light lends an air of magic to the scene, transforming the ordinary materials of timber and stone into something extraordinary. It is a visual lullaby, a quiet conclusion to the day's journey through the landscape of the home, where the shadows are as much a part of the beauty as the light. Looking up from the garden, the old brick chimney stands as a pillar of stability against the morning sky. It is a familiar landmark of the home, a vertical line that connects the hearth within to the air without. The bricks, worn and weathered by decades of wood smoke and weather, catch the early light with a warm, reddish glow. This perspective reminds us of the height and history of the domestic structure, the way it rises out of the garden like a natural outcrop of the earth. The air is clear and bright, the light of the sun just beginning to warm the cold surfaces of the masonry. There is a sense of revival in this upward gaze, a feeling of looking toward the light and the open sky while remaining firmly rooted in the safety of the garden. The chimney is not just a functional element. It is a symbol of the home's endurance, a silent witness to the passing of time. The surrounding garden, though small and enclosed, feels vast when viewed from this low angle, the brickwork reaching up to meet the infinite blue. The stillness of the morning is punctuated by the sharp clarity of the architecture against the soft textures of the nearby trees. It is a scene of quiet strength and peacefulness, a moment to appreciate the solid, unchanging aspects of our domestic world. The light moves slowly across the bricks, revealing the layers of history and the steady, quiet pulse of the house as it wakes up to a new day. Beside the porch, a narrow set of stone steps climbs the small embankment, creating a rhythmic path through the side of the garden. The midday sun, filtered through the canopy above, creates a shifting pattern of light and dark on the surfaces of the stone. This is a functional part of the home's landscape, yet it possesses a quiet beauty that is often overlooked. The steps are worn and settled, having found their place in the earth over many years. There is a sense of revival in the way the garden has grown around them, the edges of the stone softened by the encroachment of the surrounding green. The air is warm and still, filled with the hum of the afternoon. The proximity to the wooden railing of the porch emphasizes the residential context, a reminder that this path is a private one, used by those who call this place home. The scale is intimate, the steps small and manageable, inviting a slow and deliberate ascent. Every step offers a slightly different view of the garden, a new perspective on the familiar. The interplay of the hard stone and the soft, dappled light creates a visual harmony that is deeply calming. It is a scene that celebrates the simple acts of domestic life, the walking of a path. The climbing of a stair and finds in them a source of peace and stability. The atmosphere is one of quiet contentment, a midday pause in the heart of the home garden. As the light fades to a soft twilight glow, a glass lantern sits on the wooden table, its panes reflecting the last remnants of the day. This small object becomes a beacon of domestic peace, a signal that the day is drawing to a close. The light in the garden is thin and silver, casting a gentle luminescence over the patio. The lantern, though unlit, holds the memory of light within its glass walls, a quiet promise of the warmth to come. The wood of the table is cool and smooth, its grain highlighted by the soft, directional light of the evening. This is the final scene of the day's journey through the Florascape, a moment of absolute stillness and reflection. The air is quiet, the sounds of the world falling away as the home prepares for the night. The sense of revival here is internal, a gathering of the day's peace into a single, focused point of calm. The scale remains intimate, centered on this small, domestic arrangement that speaks of care and attention. The garden beyond the patio is a dark, soft shape, a protective boundary that encloses the home in silence. In this final moment of observation, the beauty of the revived structure rests stone, the wood, the glass is seen as a unified whole, a sanctuary created from the simple materials of a private life. The atmosphere is thick with a sense of completion and rest, a quiet acknowledgement of the enduring power of the home garden to provide a space for the soul to breathe.